Welcome back, everybody. My name is Dragagan, and this is Gregtech New Horizons. So, we're on another big day of more automation. In the last video, I was working on lots of titanium. The titanium is kind of on hold at the moment. There's some other stuff that I need to get done before I am going to use it to make a mess of nukes. I still have all the stuff from the loot bags sitting here in this chest, so it's just kind of sitting here collecting dust, I suppose you could say, for the time being. But if you notice in my inventory, I have a mess of stainless, and that's because today I plan on making a new distillery tower. Over here I have an HV compressor, I have an HV macerator, I have an MV centrifuge, and I have the pyrolyze oven controller. Now the pyrolyze oven controller is the last thing I need for the pyrolyze oven quest. In my middle backpack over here I have everything else that I need for the pyrolyze oven, but if you notice I'm still got a couple things I need to make. So first thing I need to do, I also did, yeah, that does complete the advanced centrifuge from over on, on the MV tab. Over here, it wants to create this advanced centrifuge. Apparently that leads to the glowstone quest. But anyway, making this one, essentially I'm not going to make the MV versions of these two guys because I want those to be HV, especially the macerator for making the plant masses from the plant balls. The compressor is HV because I need to make stuff fast enough for this guy to grind it up. The HV macerator goes super fast, but nonetheless, I need to build the rest of this stuff. So I have that. Let's see here. I have all 4 of those, and I have those 2 pumps there to make a new distillation tower controller. There's my 54 stainless steel machine blocks for that, and then in addition to that I also need to slap these guys in and make myself an HV energy hatch. What is it missing though? Low power IC, gold cable, high voltage cables, electric pump, HV machine hull, HV pump, Naquita cooling cell. Oh, right. I can't make this over here. I need to put these in over here. It does take an HV assembling machine to even put this guy together. Let's see here. All of that. Where's the last one? Did I miss it? I did. And there we go. And there is our HV energy hatch for this pyrolyze oven. Or not pyrolyze oven, distillery tower. Sorry about that. The pyrolyze oven for fermented biomass only takes LV power as long as I'm using Canthal coils or better, because the Canthal coils give me 100% speed on this recipe. If I had some nichrome, I could get it up 150%. Tungsten steel, of course, 200%, and after that you're talking about some pretty crazy speeds for the pyrolyze oven, HSSG, and so on and so forth. So here I have my energy hatch. I then have my distillation tower there. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I have not made it a maintenance hatch yet. So I'm going to actually steal this one in order to make do with it. And I'll make another one for the pyrolyze oven after a little while. Let's see here. In addition to this, I also need... So I've got input over here. Let's go ahead and put this input... If I put it there, I can put the output hatch, or sorry, output bus there, which should give me, yeah, there's my items. And then after that, I can just slap down the casing. And let's go ahead and put some of this stuff down real fast so that I can start adding these guys in. And looks like I will have to wrench those around properly. But in any case, let's go ahead and do this. Huh, that one went in the right direction. Maybe because I angled it more towards the back? No, maybe not. I have no idea. It worked fine. And I can just take a wrench and wrench them the proper direction. If I go ahead and grab out my wrench real fast, that way I can get that one. There we go. Now let's stand right here. That'll work better. And get the rest of this guy put together here. There we go. Almost done. And there we go. Last 8 of those there like that. All right. Drop on down. And then the last thing to do is to wrench this guy. So I'll need stuff to come up over here, or maybe down over here into that input hatch. This one will take the fermented biomass, and then it will output all the different things. The most important out of all of these things right now that I'm worried about is the methane, the bioethanol, and the methanol, because those things will be what I immediately make use of. The methane will go into, like I said before, making the chloroform for teflon, making the chloromethane, I believe it is, for the silicon rubber, and then the methanol and bioethanol will go into a biodiesel setup that I plan on putting together. So yeah, lots of fun ahead. That's also what these guys are for. The compressor making, of course, the plant balls, macerator making the plant masses, and then the centrifuge turning it into the bioshaft, and then sending it into the pyrolyze oven that is going to be over there where it says dirty power. I'm also probably going to look at moving most of these guys over down there as well, just so that I have them all in one nice organized place rather than right here in the middle. But that will also mean that I will probably be running a lot of aluminum line, and it'll also mean that I'm running a whole mess of cobble all the way over there as I prepare for that. So I'm going to make the maintenance hatch off camera. I don't believe I have another one. LV energy hatch, low voltage battery buffer, yeah, medium voltage battery buffer. So I don't have anything like that around here right at the moment, but at least I do have a medium voltage transformer. I might need to make another, I will need to make another HV transformer as well as an LV transformer, just so that I get power to these guys appropriately and get them all set up over there. So I'm going to do all of that off camera. I will bring you guys back in once I have everything moved. And I'm back one last time. I've gone ahead and set up my, well, you guys had already seen me set up the distillery tower here. As you can see, though, I now actually have it running. It's got some methane being generated every once in a while. Down here, I've got my input of fermented biomass that's going into this system. And I have run pipe that goes all the way over there to that pyrolyze oven. Just underneath on the bottom there, well, not underneath, but on the bottom there are the compressor, the macerator, and the centrifuge that I use in order to make the bioshaft that is then being processed by that thing in order to get it running. Now, I've got, I went ahead and I installed FTB Utilities because I'm running into an issue where stuff in these pipes keeps getting stuck. I really didn't want to be using FTB Utils, but for whatever reason, when I am all the way over here, I get stuff that sticks bouncing back and forth down in there, and I figured it was probably something chunk loaded related, but I don't know for sure. One of the things I am probably going to do here in the near future is this is actually going to put the large sifter higher up on my list of things I'm going to get built, because I want to really get rid of all of these Project Red pipes, and I would rather have AE2 running all over the place with stuff like crafters for canners and things like that I can then stick in various places and get it to come in and go out and move stuff around. And then what I would likely do is build several of the passive chunk loaders and have some not really a storage bus, but have some kind of one of the, I don't know, like an export bus maybe, that's set to keep it filled with, say, 2 ender pearls that will let it last for 4 hours each, and then just strategically set them up underneath various parts of the base so that the base remains chunk loaded. That would probably be the easiest thing for me to do, just so that I can make sure that everything is loaded up at all times, at least the stuff that I need, because if I do show this thing, you can see that I've already got all 50 of the loaded chunks, and it just barely covers the stuff that I actively use. I could probably undo a couple of these. Like I could probably, what is it, right click, left click like that. I can probably get a couple more spots. I don't necessarily need chunk loaded in order to grab the last of those and just keep this entire piece chunk loaded. But in reality, I'd rather just use the passive chunk loaders. I really, even though I'm on a server, I would prefer not to have stuff running when I'm not online. I don't know. I'm a little pedantic that way, that I would rather have everything running only when I'm online, and there's not really a way that I'm aware of to tell FTB Utilities to only have this passive chunk loaded so that it's only running when I'm online. But in any case, I do have this guy up and running, working on methane, because I would like to take out the couple of methane related quests that I currently haven't finished yet. Chloroform, get a bunch of chlorine with the methane, and then the chloromethane. So 2 chlorine to 1 methane. So again, I just need, that's 3, so 1, 14. So I need 14 methane for that, and then the 6 methane for that. That's 20 total. Well, I've got the 20 methane, so now I just need enough of the chlorine to finish this those quests off, just so that I can get a little bit further. Whoop, and I overshot where I was trying to land. There we go, right up there. So I'm going to work on doing that, try and get these quests knocked out, and then I am going to start work on that large sifter. Now, I don't recall, let's see here, large sifter. This guy does cause pollution, so he will end up over there as well. But at least if I have the large sifter, I can start looking at getting the infused stones, and I can get some of the Certus quartz and all of those kind of things that normally give you crystals, and I can get those things up and running with this guy because it does use slightly less EU per tick. It can do 4 times as many items per voltage tier, and then in addition to that, it also increases my output chances. So all of those things combined means that this thing will be very handy to have going forward, especially if I want to get further into AE2, where I'm going to be using a lot of Certus quartz and nether quartz and is that it? Certus and nether? Anyway, I am going to work on getting that thing made in between this video and the next video, and in the meanwhile I will continue to work on the methane. I would really like to get the PTFE done and the silicon rubber done, and then look at automating those processes just so that I can have those extra materials, especially when you consider that the plastic boards that the various processors need would benefit greatly from having the PTFE sheets when combined in a chemical reactor. They give a 4:1 ratio with PTFE, I believe it is, so that would certainly be quite a bit better than the 1:1 ratio with my very limited polyethylene. And that'll probably mean that this setup also gets moved at some point in time, just because I'm going to want this guy somewhere over there so that I can work on making just ethylene, and then have a super tank of ethylene that I can use to split off between making PVC and PTF and polyethylene, and then also still have over there the stuff for the PTFE and the silicon rubber. So I am going to get to work on those things. I will see you all in the next video. Till then.